Hello everyone, welcome to the Sportiest stream tonight. We've got a great Splash Series matchup coming up. Again, it's only one series night, but it actually has a lot of playoff implications here. And that matchup will be Strikers of Chaos Emerald of the Knights of Chaos organization playing against Omega Nebula of the Team Omega organization. A matchup of some pretty big implications for Strikers of Chaos Emerald. They're fine. They're at a record, I believe, of record 4-1. I believe the record's 4-1. So they're going to be making those playoffs. They're going to be making the top 16. But for Omega Nebula, because they're in the Riptide Cup, because there's 25 teams and only 16 can make playoffs, they're actually, I believe they're actually outside, or at the very least, at the very edge of playoff qualification. A win here could help them, but a loss could really make things difficult. This is the one that this is a series that they're going to want to win. As, again, we'll have a best of 5 series here to determine the winner of this one. Again, some pretty good teams, I can tell you that. Who know what they're doing. I'm just waiting on just waiting on them to get updates, but we gotta get them their lobby info, because of course we should. As there we go, match lobby info should be updated, which is a good thing. We can have updates, we can get them information. As again, what a series this will be, a best of 5 Splash Series. Should be fun. Again, we're nearing the end of the season here. We're actually in the last week. We're actually technically in week 7, but this is a match that was meant to be the week before, but had to be pushed back due to scheduling issues. But they're gonna have it, and I will say this will be Emerald's last match of the regular season. They've already had their week 7 matchup confirmed. They're gonna be actually winning that one in a forfeit, so while it hasn't been reflected here, if they at the end of the season they will have an extra win added to their tally for Nebula. They have to play week 7 against Vertigo, not a team that they're expected to beat here by any means. Vertigo, I believe, also have a 4-1 record coming into this week. Where's Vertigo? Yeah, they have a record of 4-2 coming this week. I forgot. Again, week 6 has already been played. They're 4-2, so they have a lot of things going for them. But they too have a very strong record. Record you will not want to mess with if you're Omega. You don't want to put your chances there against them. So Omega Nebula are gonna want this one. They're gonna need this win. This is an important one for them. As for Nebula, they're gonna have Jackson, Pumpsy, and Nuke with Coach Rogue helping them out here. For Emerald, they'll have a Tonal Vector, Gen Bonus inside, Nate Frog, and Sinister. Should be interesting. I think it's gonna be really fun, honestly. I'm excited. I know a lot of people should be. How am I doing? Oh, I'm doing good. I'm doing good, Milkat. Thank you for asking. I'm doing fine tonight. And only one series, so it's gonna be pretty quick. But oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Bless me. Allergies are getting in the way. And the spring, early summer, that's when my allergies really kick in. So it's not gonna be surprising if I sneeze a lot on this stream. What's up, Mouse Potatoes? Nice to you. How you doing? And we got this series coming up. Strikers Chaos Emerald currently with a much stronger record. They are the favorites. I've seen this team play. They're very strong. They're very talented. But that's not to say Omega Nebula doesn't have what it takes. I've seen this Omega organization. They've had some roster issues during the season. That's been part of the reason why they've been struggling so much. But recently, in their last 2 weeks, Omega Nebula have won both their matches. With one against the Three Musketeers, which is a pretty solid team to take it down, and the one against Team Ignition. But again, they have 2 wins in their last 2 weeks, so that should help them out here. But still, Strikers Chaos Emerald are the favorites for a reason. They've taken down much stronger opponents. They have taken down Three Musketeers, they have taken down Addiction, but they also took down Vertigo, who I mentioned before, as a very solid team. And Shadow Souls, another team that's very strong, actually coming into week 7 with only 1 loss, that being 2 Emeralds, so who knows nowadays? It seems like everything is going crazy. Hello, Boltini. How you doing? Welcome in, welcome in. Now, I'm gonna get this series started up very soon. We're just waiting on both these teams to join. Can confirm Omega Nebula is here. Just waiting on who Strikers of Chaos Emerald will bring in for this best of 5. I'm excited for this one. Again, I haven't had a lot of Splash Series matchups, but these guys have been pretty consistent at booking me. I can say for Emerald, they've been very consistent. I can tell you, I've had a couple of their matches this season. I got to see them play Ignition. I got to see them play Three Musketeers as well. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Exist. How you doing? Thank you for the follow, by the way. Love you too. Love you all very much. You all are amazing people. There's a reason why I keep doing this. It's because you guys are so supportive. Again, keep showing your support. I will keep doing this for you guys. I love it. I love doing streaming. I love doing commentary. It's the reason why I still do it even to this day. Over 1.5 years after I started this. There's Pumpsy with the follow. Thank you, Pumpsy, for the follow. Good luck in your match. Oh, of course, Jackson. I'm always here for you, man. Hello, Boltini. Hello again. I don't know if you're saying hello to me. Jackson with the follow. Of course, gotta get all the Omega Nebula players in here with follows. Good luck to them in their matchups. Again, thank you all so much. We're gonna go in-game here. Again, Omega Nebula, you can see they're waiting. There's just Pumpsy, Nuke, Jackson. Again, they'll be playing against Emerald, who we'll see who Emerald brings in. But again, Emerald are the strong favorites in this one. We'll see what happens. There's a lot of things that could actually help out. I guess Emerald is now. Nuke's just left. I think maybe Nuke's going for a card change. As again, we're gonna get the series starting in like a minute or two. We have best of 5 here in week 5. Wow, week 6 of. Well, it's a week 6 rescheduled match, really, technically, but it is still technically week 6 of the Splash series. For Emerald, this will be their last match of the season. Again, week 7. It hasn't been added yet to the score. That's why they're 4-1. But they will win it in a forfeit. It's already been confirmed that they'll win in a forfeit win. So they'll be aligned with that. So if they win this, they'll be ending their season 6-1. One of the best records you can get. Actually, in fact, that is the best record you can get because nobody's going to be undefeated at the end of this season. In the Riptide Cup, I can confirm that. Everybody has lost at least once so far. As I'm just waiting on Nebula. Now, Omega Nebula do have another match, though. Again, after this, they have to play against Vertigo, which does not make it any easier for them. Vertigo is another really strong team. I think only having 2 losses, one of them being to Emerald. Again, there is kind of a top echelon. There's a lot of quality teams here. Omega Nebula trying to be one of them, but they're going to have to really. Right now, they're just focusing on surviving, getting into the playoffs first before worrying about anything else. Gotta be at a pretty good record to do it. As Nuke's back. Welcome back in, Nuke. Waiting on who Emerald will have jump into this one. Again, I've always been really excited to see this Emerald team, especially in this new version as time's gone by. Especially the addition of Sinister. This team has gotten way more confident, especially Eternal Vector. I haven't really mentioned yet from him, and actually this surprised me, Tommy. Credit to Tommy Buckets, who's been kind of looking at the stats in the background. He's given me a lot of information. In fact, he's told me that Eternal Vector is the top goal scorer in the league when it comes to shooting percentages. 23 goals on 44 shots. If you want to crunch the numbers, it is 52%. The next closest is Touch from Field Man at 49%. And if Eternal Vector continues that kind of shooting, he might actually get the top shooter award by the end of at the end of the regular season. That would be a huge award for Emerald. Again, a team that has had issues with shooting in the past. Again, I think the initiative of Sinister has helped Eternal Vector become just more confident as a player, and that's really, really allowed him to really get into his shooting groove. Nebula, on the other hand, have had a very difficult season, 2-3 record. It is not the record you want going into a Week 6 matchup. You want to be in a situation where you can pretty confidently secure your spot. For them, they will not secure a spot. Even with 2 wins, it will be very tough for them to secure a spot. Although, essentially, if they can get 1 win at least, should be good enough for them. We'll see what they have up here again. The Strikers Chaos Emerald from the Knights of Chaos organization, Omega, and Nebula from Team Omega. We will see what these teams can do. As again, we're going to see what happened with Emerald here. They might be having some issues. because they are a bit late to this matchup. Like it's a problem. We can definitely get them in. Again, if you all are in chat, make sure you get your predictions in there. Tell me who you think will win this one. What's the time until they forfeit? 20 minutes, I believe. 20 minutes, but it's 10 minutes for them to lose lose the first game. So the forfeit rules are a bit strange in Rocket League Splash Series, but I can tell you them. It's 10 minutes, they lose the first game. After 15 minutes, they lose 2. After 20, they forfeit. But they are saying that they're having some issues here with one of their players. But they should be joining any moment. As again, I believe that's the rules. That's the rules that I've been told from Tommy Buckets, and I would trust him on knowing the rules. He is the guy who makes them after all. But again, that shouldn't happen. Knowing Emerald, they are having some internet issues with one of their players. So we'll see if we can get them in. As Nuke's left again. Looks like Nuke's going to keep doing the card change thing. Whatever Nuke's doing, it doesn't matter too much. We're just going to be waiting on Strikers of Chaos Emerald. Again, they should be here. I would hope they don't become so late that they forfeit the game. That is not something that is like what Emerald would do. And ultimately, they do have subs. They do have a sub. In again, I think the usual starting lineup is like Eternal Vector, Nate Frog, Sinister, but Jen's also here. We'll see what happens. They should be able to get 3 players in theory. They should. If not, it's up to teams whether or not they should reschedule or if it should be listed as a forfeit, but we'll see. I'll keep you all updated with Emerald. Again, I promised we are not here. We're not trying to get any major issues, but with Emerald here, but they are having some issues joining with some internet problems, and to fix them as we speak. Again, I'll keep you all updated. But again, they have up to 10 minutes past match start time before the first game is considered a forfeit. I do really hope that isn't what's going to happen. I think Emerald, again, they're very confident coming into this matchup, but we do need them to join. And hopefully we'll get messages from them soon. You've scheduled like 3 times? I'm sorry to hear that, Jackson. Again, I'm gonna make sure we try our hardest to get them in here. I don't want you all to reschedule too many times here. It is a bit rough. Again, I'll let you know if anything changes. Yeah, we should be getting Emerald into the lobby at any moment. I mean, for Emerald, again, there's not too many issues. There's not like a lot of pressure on them. Even if they forfeit this, they should still make the playoffs pretty reasonably, but it is going to be rough for them. You do not want to have to forfeit a matchup like this. But again, we'll see what they do. Right now, again, all I know is that they are still trying to reconnect with one of their players having internet issues. What's happening again? There are a lot of playoff implications for Nebula. If they can win this, very good chance they could actually make the playoffs. If they lose this, boy, it's going to be a very tough matchup for them. Again, we're just waiting on any updates. Open the point thingy. You had your time there. The votes. I'm sorry. I am not going to reset the prediction poll. Oh, there they are. There's an Vector, Jen, and Nate Frog. So they are ready. They're in for their matchup. Now we just gotta wait on Omega. Now they have one of their players. I think it is Nuke. Who's sitting out. We'll get Nuke in here. There's Nuke. Let's get our series started here. Best of 5. Sorry about the delays, but look, you know, it seems like everything's been fixed on the Emerald side here. As here comes our roster. We got Jen playing instead of Sinister, which is interesting to say, because once Sinister joined in, it seemed like it changed his team. Now, this is more of an older roster for them. We'll see how it works, though, against Omega Nebula, who will be on the Orange. Nebula has had a lot of roster issues this season. Now, as we get to near the end of the season, when their roster is starting to be kind of finalized and situated, they now need to get wins to give themselves the best opportunity to go to the playoffs. Their chances are not locked in, unlike Emerald. Emerald don't really have any pressure on them. They're playing for high seeding, sure, but ultimately, as long as you get into the playoffs, it should be good enough. It is a single elimination bracket, so there's not a lot of pressure on these guys. But for Omega Nebula, again, that is not confirmed. Wins are still going to be necessary for them. Get very difficult very soon, as right now this ball kind of getting pinged back and forth. The question for me now, again, especially with the roster without Sinister, again, Sinister usually allows Vector to play up more aggressively. With this new roster, we're going to see how aggressive our Vector really is. As Nate Frog with the send out. Pumpsy stops that one, now gets past Jen. Our Vector there. No shots yet. Now Vector is going to put one on, and that will go in. When you're shooting over 50%, every play you make seems so dangerous. And that's a good start for Emerald. You know, again, with all the issues that they've been having with internet, they jump in, and this is a good play for them. Get themselves on the board, get themselves some confidence, and start off this series in the right direction. And that's only game 1. Full 1 of this game as well. Eternal Vector looking for more offense. Runs out of boost here. Pinch play goes all the way back. Pumpsy is waiting, and Pumpsy will score. Omega Nebula take this one back as Eternal Vector and company caught overcommitting in the offense. That 50 needed to be better. Eternal Vector, he cannot have it be that big of a loss, and that is straight to Pumpsy, who has an open net waiting in front of him, and he'll put it where it needs to go. Omega Nebula not afraid to clap back as Pumpsy with the clear. Back wall, bouncing straight up. Eternal Vector now. Gonna send it away. Waiting for it is Jackson. There's Nate Frog. The clear. Pumpsy sends it back. Nebula doing well at putting plays on that net, but they are coming from such a far distance. They aren't really all that threatening to Emerald, but this one might be. Jackson wants a second touch. He's actually got that one. Everybody jumped from Emerald, but it still doesn't go in, but the follow-up from Nuke does. Play hastening here for Nebula. Chaos Emerald back to their old tricks, which is playing extremely defensively, and that is exactly what Nebula want to see. They want Emerald to play defensively. They want Emerald to sit back and let the pressure come to them. That is when Nebula can and will score. Nate Frog. Stopped by Nuke. Jen. And for offense, Nuke with the touch off the back wall. Team bump. Jen not in, and Nuke will stop that one still. Emerald with the challenges. Now they're waiting. This one should be for Pumpsy. Eternal Vector will let him go. Pumpsy wants to flip resets, but Eternal Vector down the field. Jackson stops that. As Nate Frog to Jen. Jen! Oh, it's somehow kept out. Omega Nebula stay alive here with that one goal lead. They'll add a second as Nate Frog is too slow. And now Jackson leading Omega Nebula to what could be an unfathomable upset here in Week 6. As he beats Nate Frog to that one. Halfway through Game 1, and it's Omega Nebula, not Strikers of Chaos Emerald, who are winning this. And they're winning it by a strong 2-goal margin. Unless something changes here for Emerald, they're going to find themselves down by even more. As Nebula, they're the ones who are confident in this game. We asked if it was going to be a Tunnel Vector. It is not a Tunnel Vector who's confident. It is 100% Nebula. And specifically, I'm looking at Pumpsy himself and Jackson, who are the confident players for this team. Playing upfield, they're playing with confidence. Gotta be a little careful though. Pumpsy's going to be half flipping back to this one. His touch straight to Nate Frog up the back wall. Jen trying to make it a second, but he can't put it in. A Tunnel Vector. Stopped by Jackson. And now he's onto it again. That touched the corner. Demo from Nate Frog. Second demo from Nate Frog. Jackson. Where was Jen on that play? That is 2 demos and no one was home for Emerald. Someone's got to shoot that one. Next guess Emerald. Facing what could be a very hard game to swallow here because this is not a start that they wanted. They're looking to try to clamber their way back, but the offense of them is not lethal. It's not confident. That midfield especially is just so hesitant to challenge. It really does hurt them in the long run here. Not challenging for the purpose. As for Nebula, you can just see, look at how much they're jumping at these things. They want every single ball to be going their way. And that kind of mentality is going to be one that helps you here. As challenge from Jen. He's on no boost. Nate Frog. No shot coming. Nuke. Missing. Leave it to Pumpsy. Jen stops by Nuke. Another big stop here from Omega Nebula. A couple of them have had to happen this game for them to keep this lead. And so far, as we near the end of game 1, it's Strikers against Emerald who are looking very tentative, very worried of what Omega could do. A huge win it would be if you see Strikers against Emerald lose a series to a team that has had a tough time winning all season long, and that goal from Jackson should secure the start to it. Omega Nebula, keep the confidence. Jackson's ability just to go for that. Sees right through Nate Frog's challenge. He knows that he can win that one because Nate Frog is not playing confidently. I know nobody on Emerald is. And this is a huge start for Omega. As they'll be taking game 1. Now let's let the time tick out. It's Emerald again. Again, we'll see if maybe they'll get Sinister involved here because Sinister, I believe, is available today. Decided not to play with him here in game 1, but now we're gonna be going into game 2. Maybe they should reconsider. Because Omega Nebula are winning with confidence. And I did mention at the start of this game that it was usually, especially recently, it was Sinister who really was the one that gave Emerald the confidence that they need in offense. But this game has not been it for them. Tunnel Vector, who's got a 52% shooting, actually 1 for 5. It's very low for him. Only 1 goal scored for Emerald. They're gonna need to do a little better than just that if they want to take down a team like Nebula. Because if you don't pay attention to the teams in front of you, you're gonna get caught. We'll see what Emerald does going into game 2. Will they sub in Sinister again? I believe Sinister is available. At least he is listed as their sub. As for Nebula, they don't actually have a sub. They're going to be sticking with this roster throughout the entirety of the series, but again, this is a huge start for them. They need wins at the end of the season to give themselves the best chance going to the playoffs. Well, 2-3 record is not bad. They want to do a little better just to secure it. It is not fully secured right now. But game 1 will go to Nebula. As that is the wrong team to get that point. My bad. That is the right team. Game 2. And we're going to get a lobby reset. Okay, we're going to get a lobby reset for these players. Ask for it. We'll get it to them. I'm going to change my screen just so you don't see the lobby info, because that is not cool. Yeah, now it's just game 1. As let's move in here to game 2. We'll see if both these teams get in here, but once they do, we're going to get this series back up for its second game. As another follow coming in. Who is it that's following? It is Jan. Thank you, Jan37, for the follow. Welcome to Spodia's stream. Nice to see you. How's your day been? Again, Omega Nebula with the first game win. They're looking way more confident. It's an Emerald team that is not... that nowadays is not generally a team that is so tentative, but right now they are against Nebula. They don't look like themselves. Again, this is a roster, though, that without Sinister, it does seem like they have issues with being able to commit up to offense, hold that midfield. And right now, they're not playing with Sinister. You can see kind of the difference it makes. As they still have Sinister in the lobby here. We're going to see if maybe Emerald can recover for Game 2 here, or if Game 1 will be proven not to just be a blip on the radar, but actually how the series might turn out as Jen. Oh my goodness, Jen, that is nasty from Jen, and he still misses off the post. Oh, he dribbled around everybody there. That would have been a highlight reel goal for sure. And yet he's completely missed his final touch. Maybe an unfortunate play as Nate Frog, saved by Nuke. Mega Nebula, a push up in offense, but that pinch will go away. As Nate Frog with the clear. Pump C sends it back. Emerald. Having some difficulties getting through the midfield. That net wide open for Jackson. Far down and in. And as soon as you saw them commit up a little more, that's when you knew Omega Nebula have it. What a touch there from Pump C. Eternal Vector couldn't even read that. But Jackson did. As Nebula, who are running up the scoreboard. Do they have more to offer? One goal is a pretty good start, but they're looking for another and another. Nate Frog. And regain Emerald's confidence. As Jackson will play as it gets past once the back wall. Eternal Vector gets the clear. Gets past two in the process. Still Eternal Vector. Infield. Pumpsy's missed. Jackson's missed. Nate Frog open net. And that will be Emerald to tie it up here. Omega Nebula caught with two players going to the front post, but Pumpsy and Jackson in the same place at the same time. And with one of them missing, it means the other will miss too. It's just little rotational mistakes that will definitely cost them against Emerald. Emerald, at least this version, is pretty good at capitalizing on errors that you make. Gotta be really careful. There's Jen, out by Pumpsy. Eternal Vector off the corner, Nuke, stopped by Eternal Vector. Eternal Vector still looking infield, but that one will be sent to nobody. And it's Jackson who will clean up for Omega Nebula. Looking maybe for a go-ahead goal, but Jen will prevent that chance going anywhere. Right now, Emerald, a lot of demos. You're going to see Nate Frog especially. Once he's out of the play on offense, if he can trust his teammates to keep the ball, he will be going for bump plays. Such as that. He's going after Nuke. It's kind of the Nate Frog way. If he doesn't think his team's shooting well enough, he'll make it as easy as possible. He'll go for plays where he can remove the defense. The corner. Nuke stopped by Jen. Infield for Nate Frog. That one off the bar and out. It was so close. And yet, still, this game is tied. Nuke now over Jen. Nate Frog, last one back. Take it around the corner. Jen, pinch, Pumpsy for the demo. Jackson off the corner, infield. No shot. Will go in here for Omega. Nate Frog gets that touch. It's still not strong enough to get the ball out of the half, but Eternal Vector will help him out here. Let's get Emerald heavily relying on these clear plays. They're not. Again, they're feeling very threatened on defense. Sitting back further than usual. Really don't like the position they're in, but they have to deal with it as Omega Nebula trying to get offense back up online. Off the back wall. Miss. Jackson. Shot. Goes in. 2-1 for Omega Nebula. And they are not giving up here. It's Nate Frog who misses off the back wall, and that leaves Jackson with a pretty wide open shot. He gets to choose where he wants that one to go. Interesting decision to go with the bounce shot, but if it works, it works. They won't complain. Omega Nebula trying to take this series quickly. It wouldn't be just an upset. It would be quite an impressive upset. They're able to take these guys down. As Nate Frog off the side wall. Bounced by Nuke. Jen. 50 with Pumpsy. Eternal Vector now up the side wall. Nate Frog jumping. Tap up for Jen off the corner. Looking for offense for Strikers of Chaos. But that one stopped by Pumpsy. Eternal Vector backtracking. Can only delay the inevitable. It's Omega Nebula who are on offense. Once again. As Jackson off the back wall. Jen misses. Nuke can control the air, but he'll be challenged by Eternal Vector. Now Pumpsy in the side wall. As the dribble. Pumpsy, going. That one's safe, and it also hits off the post, Jen. We got enough on that one to keep it out here. Now follow up double tap from Nuke. Oh, off the post. Jackson open nets. He'll score. The captain with the cleanup. That's his hat trick. But the offense from Omega Nebula, utilizing that back wall perfectly. The air dribble leads to the double tap, leads to the open net shot. Omega Nebula controlling that midfield, and they're controlling it well. If you thought this game was over, you'd be wrong to say that. There's still so much time remaining. As Nate Frog gets to this. Vector, who's going to be challenged there by Nuke. Infield for Jackson, stopped by Jen, and now Nebula will have to recover a little bit here. As Nuke, an intentional back pass to Pumpsy, but Jen trying to challenge. Pumpsy's gone out over him, and another. Nate Frog last one back. Pumpsy wins the 50 over him, in front for Nuke. That shot is weak, and it won't be challenging. The follow-up from Jackson, that will be 4 for 4. This guy is going insane. Omega Nebula, they have the perfect counter to what Emerald's giving them here. They have the offense, they have the aggression that is taking down this Emerald defense. We might be seeing this team just sweep Emerald. What a surprising result that would be. Near the end of the season, we see a team sweep one of the best teams in the Riptide Cup here. That would be incredible. Again, a win here could potentially be what secures the playoffs for Nebula's Jackson. Oh, Jackson wants a flip reset. He's really getting confident. But ultimately, he won't get it there as Nate Frog upfield. Jackson stops it. Jen now. This is the boost, but he's going to take a quick shot off the post in front. Still, Jackson saves. And just add insult to injury, Emerald won't get that goal. And they might even be scored on. Pumpsy looking for 0. And that one will be kept out here. Omega Nebula take game 2. A huge result. We're already seeing Strikers against Emerald here. Looks like they might be making either some card changes or some substitutions. We'll see which of the two they make. As another big win from Nebula, another multi-goal lead that they will hold. Another game where it just feels like they have the offense in their favor. Strikers against Emerald, a shell of their former self here against Omega Nebula. We will see if anything happens as they're going for a lobby reset. We will get it. We'll grant them that. That is perfectly fine. I'm gonna have to go back here. They're having some lobby issues, maybe some ping issues. Who knows? As we'll go into game 3 here. But my goodness, Emerald were the heavy favorites, and yet, my goodness, Nebula could take these guys down quickly. Chat, 72% of the predictions went on Nebula's favor. Obviously, you guys know something that I don't. You know something that I don't, because you guys are currently looking like the smartest people in the world. As we do have everybody back in. Ready for game 3. Here we go. Game 3. Strikers against Emerald now have to make a reverse sweep if they want to take this series. Omega Nebula looking quite fierce in the face of adversity. Does Emerald have what it takes? Sinister now in the lobby. A huge change. They're going to make the substitution here. Sinister in, I believe it is going to be Eternal Vec. No, it's not. It's going to be Jen out. This is the roster that people usually associate with Emerald nowadays. Taking 2 games, but now they're going to really feel the pressure. They're going to bring Sinister, and they're going to see what difference he makes. Sinister generally has this kind of midfield presence with him that is so tough to beat, and against a Nebula, that has been a game that they've, part of the game that they've had issues with. It has been the midfield. See if Emerald now can change things, but they have to tread lightly and carefully, because any game loss will end their series. Any little mistake could be the difference maker. They look to try to make themselves a pretty strong leader, and in game 3, if they want to make that reverse sweep, they've got to prove that they're here for the long run. As Nuke towards the net, Nate Frog stops that. Off the corner goes Jackson now, sending it down the field. Eternal Vector racing all the way back. Pinch off the back wall. Pumpsy won't put it on. Nate Frog was waiting anyways. That shot was probably not going to have a chance of going in. With the Emerald defense as stacked as it was. Now Pumpsy back to Jackson, but a miss off the back wall will lead to eventual passing field from Emerald. Still looking. Eternal Vector now. Couldn't shoot that, but still on the ball. Pumpsy Just lays it to the sidewall, and he's got some space to clear it. Sinister. Last one back. Dunks at Jackson. Sinister already breathing some new energy for this Emerald team that has been, again, having a difficult time really getting plays to go their way. Oh, that's a miss there. Sinister. Another big dunk on Jackson. That's the second time he's done that here. Preventing Jackson from transitioning up the field like he wants to, like he's done the last 2 games. And so far, no goals have been scored. I think this has been a long time since we've had a goal. This one in front. Eternal Vector. Can he end that? Oh, he's hit the crossbar. Sinister. Saved by Nuke. And Pumpsy will clear. Nate Frog's got to be careful. Bumped by Jackson. Eternal Vector. Set it all the way back up. Mega Nebula's got to be careful. Boost could become an issue here. In front. Nate Frog. Open net. Goal. And it's Strikers of Chaos Emerald looking for the resurgence in Game 3. It's Eternal Vector off the back wall. Nuke gets a touch on it, but it's not enough. And it leads itself to the midfield where Nate Frog is waiting. Strikers of Chaos Emerald will take Game 3. Not take Game 3. We'll take the first goal in Game 3. They're looking for more, but so far Emerald have not been shut out in any of the game. We'll see. And for Mega Nebula, they're not really too worried just yet. They were scored on first after all in Game 1. Still have a lot of time to come back here. With the offense that we know that they can create with Jackson, especially in his confidence and ability to lead this team. We'll see if he can add more to it, but that gets past 2. Speaking of Jackson, the only one back here. No, Vector. And just get in his way, Jackson. Oh, what a fake on Sinister. Sinister caught flying. Jackson trying to dribble down the field. Nate Frog will get this one to the corner. Jackson's still on it. Left in front. Oh, he has just saved that shot from Pumpsy, though. No clue why Jackson jumped there in that position when he knows Pumpsy's on it. It's like he didn't expect Pumpsy to actually shoot there, and that's going to be a huge error from Omega Nebula. That's a goal they should have scored. As Jackson, off the ceiling, Eternal Vector, stopped. Is that Pumpsy? Hold on to the Astral Pinch from the corner. All right, then, I see what he's doing there. That won't go towards the nets, but I feel like the confidence from Nebula to go for plays like that. As Pumpsy, that's a good shot. Sinister gets to it in time. Oh, he was cut off in the corner, going for boost, and yet still he gets there with every little bit he had left. Sinister keeps his 1-1 goal difference. Now he's in field for Nate Frog. Jackson gets the save. Oh my goodness, Jackson jumps in front and covers as much as he can and absolutely denies what would have been a second goal of the game for Emerald. But still they search for it. Nate Frog from the sidewall, off the back. In front, no shot coming. It's Eternal Vector now, as he's missed. Clear from Nuke, Sinister off the sidewall. Jackson keeps it up. The bounce will not favor Omega Nebula. A clear from Nate Frog. Strikers of Chaos Emerald holding on as 1-goal lead desperately. So far they've done well at that, but how long can they last? This has been 5 minutes of really strong defense from them, but how long? And it won't last any longer. Jackson will score. It was going to break at some point. This is the moment, as Nate Frog wanted to challenge that, but Pumpsy's a little faster than Nate Frog there. Scratch that, not a little, a lot faster. Jackson with the open net goal. With 38 seconds left, any goal could win it from here on out. Both these teams have been much more defensively minded, but Emerald, this is one they have to win if they want the series to continue. That's a good pass! That's a good shot! Jackson again! Off of the pass from Pumpsy! And it's in the very same place, off the corner, in front. Jackson gets to it. And now Strikers of Chaos Emerald, who are being pushed back further and further. Pumpsy wins the kickoff, but it's faked by Emerald here. Nate Frog sent downfield. Jackson stops. Pumpsy mid. Sinister, no shot. Will be too dangerous from that position. But now, oh wait, a miscommunication. Pumpsy clears. This here, Eternal Vector up the sidewall. Sinister, time ticking down. Final 10 seconds. Emerald need offense. Sinister, that will go away here. Nate Frog's got to go all the way back. They got a transition. Nate Frog with the clear. Eternal Vector keeps it up off the back wall. Nuke, not challenging. He'll let his teammate go for it. Sinister. And Jackson dunks off the ceiling. Omega Nebula sweep. Strikers of Chaos Emerald. An incredible result. Incredible resiliency from them. An upset that I did not expect from them. Nebula have been struggling all season long, but in this series, they really did look so strong here. offense, aggression, even when it got tougher in Game 3, they still looked like the better team at moments. And overall, they played incredibly strong, a lot of resiliency. And their offense, their midfield was what saved them here in this series, what kept them going on and on. They are your winners. Incredible. Again, I can't believe that they won that. That is not a result I expected. Not a result a lot of people would have expected here. But it's a sweep win for Omega Nebula. As now I'm joining them here for a quick interview. Hello, Jackson, Nuke, and Pumpsy. Congratulations on your win, Jackson. That is a huge upset. And I want to tell you, did you expect you guys to win so dominantly?
I knew it was going to be like a close game, or at least I thought it was going to be a close series, and I knew that I feel like we definitely had a good chance coming into this, but I didn't think it would be this dominant, and I'm just glad it happened. I mean, it kind of took the upset, so I mean, it's a really nice win for us, and evens up our score now in the series, and hopefully we can win next week to go positive. So.
Yeah, of course, but what's also on your minds here is the fact that playoffs, you guys have not secured playoffs before this match. Now with that win, I believe you probably have. You probably have secured it, but even so, you need that win anyways to give yourselves the best possible chances. Nuke, we're gonna go with you, man. How do you feel about that win concerning, your chances going into the playoffs?
I mean, it felt great. I mean, just get the win and we get there.
Exactly, again, with that win, you guys very likely will be making the playoffs now with that record. As, again, a huge result, exactly what you need. And, over to you as well. Pump C, again, a big win. You guys went insane. Again, what was it that was, like, your key to success here? If you had to wrap up that series in one reason, what was the reason that you guys won here against Emerald?
We've had really good coaching by our Rogue and Civ, and today we had a practice scrim, and we won that scrim about, like, 6-1 or 5 when I forgot to score, and that really raised our spirits. And that we were on a 2-0 streak before we played this game. I mean, we're just on a hot streak right now, so we're feeling good getting into games.
Yeah, exactly. And now again with that hot streak, but again, the hot streak is it going to continue next week? Jackson, you guys got to play Vertigo next week. I hate to say this. While Syracuse against Emerald's a good team, Vertigo's also a really good team. What are you guys going to do to kind of prepare for that matchup? Are you going to do just the same thing as you did today against Emerald?
Yeah, well, I hope that we can get more practice in because like this past week, like we've been super busy, and like this game that we just played had like 3 reschedules, and like it was just a big mess. And now I hope this week everything will kind of calm down. We'll be able to practice more because we know Vertigo's a good team, but we still hope to come out and dominate and potentially get that win. So.
And I love to hear the confidence from you guys. Again, a 3-0 sweep. A huge result here. I don't know. I can't. Again, it seems like you guys had a lot of supporters because Chad predicted it. I didn't believe it was going to happen. I was really surprised that you guys won so quickly. The sweep is not common on the stream, especially when it's an upset like this. But again, you guys do it. You guys proved me wrong. You guys show that you actually have the offense and the confidence to do this. And with your season going as it is, even with all the roster issues you guys have had, start of the season, all the issues you've had in your games, the end of the season, you guys are putting in some massive, massive moves. Next, and again, you got to play against Vertigo next. Again, good luck in that matchup. But before you do go, we're going to go through some shoutouts here. We'll start with Jackson. We'll go down the line. Jackson, have any shoutouts, any final statements you want to make out here to anybody?
I should shout out to Pimpsy and Squeeze. I was having a lot of issues this week, trying to schedule stuff, trying to get practice scrims, and I just couldn't be there for most of it. And Pimpsy and Squeeze, they had my back, and we had a little bit of a tussle going on within the team, but then we finally figured it out, and then we started playing together. So I just like shout out to those two. Those really stepped up this week, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Next up, Pimpsy, Pumpsy. Who knows? You go by both names. But again,
yeah, both is cool.
Yeah, I was gonna say I know you go by both names. Again, as Jackson told me, because again, but a huge matchup. You have any shoutouts you want to say? Any statements you want to add?
Yeah, I want to thank Jackson a lot for making my passes actually look like passes. I was kind of just banging against the wall and he'd score them. Appreciate that. He made my stats look a little bit better, so
yeah,
shout out Jackson.
He was looking like a Eternal Vector out there. Eternal Vector, if you didn't know, actually had a 52% shooting accuracy going in before this series. So
yeah, he was 4-4 in one game.
I was gonna say Jackson's kind of looking like a Eternal Vector out there with that kind of shooting in this series again. Off. Yeah, he's going crazy. As Now we'll end off with Nuke. Nuke, you have anything you want to add? I know both your teammates probably took a lot of the shoutouts that you wanted to make, but is there
Yeah.
anything you want to say?
Shout out to Pumpsy Jackson for just being there, and shout out to Sweesh Rogue.
Yo, shout out Menti
Yeah.
too, bro. He was watching.
Shout
the
out
game.
Minty.
Shout out
Yeah.
Menti, bro. He's been practicing.
showing
with us.
up.
Forgot about Menti.
Well,
Wow.
again, a huge win. You guys, that is incredible. What a great way to continue your season. You guys are on a hot streak, as you said before. Congratulations on your win this week. A huge upset. You guys are really becoming like one of the strongest teams here, even with your record maybe not being all that impressive looking. You guys are still, it doesn't matter what the record's again going into the playoffs. You guys with a huge win. Again, congratulations. You keep up this kind of work. You will be seeing a big run from you guys in that final bracket. Again, congratulations. And again, have a good rest of your day. Guys, again, celebrate that win. That was a huge performance from you all.
Yes, sir. Sport,
Thank you.
so much
Yeah,
for
have a good
casting.
night, bro. Thank you a lot, man. Great
Appreciate
commentator.
it.
Great caster.
Hey, thank you guys so much again. Have an amazing rest of your night.
All right, see you, man.
Again, Omega Nebula with a 3-0 sweep over his regular against Emerald. A result that nobody could have expected. Except maybe Squish, honestly. Squish might have actually predicted it, but I didn't predict it. What a huge result from them. That was incredible. They'll be happy with that win as... Again, that will be the end of that year for tonight. Again, it was just a simple series here. Thank you all so much for joining, for being so supportive. That's it from me, though, on this stream. Thank you all so much. Have an amazing rest of your night. Take care, be well, and stay safe. Thank you for joining the Sportiest stream.